what does it mean to be serious? And if we are not serious, what are we doing?
When you're focused on something, attention has become particularized. And in attention being particularized, there's the danger of it losing its seriousness. Perhaps when I tend to focus on other people's mistakes or their interests or their concerns, I might have an impression that that doesn't seem very serious to me. Like, because here's the stuff that I'm serious about. In any case, in both instances, there's focus. Focus on that and focus on this. And presumably you're serious about the things that you are serious about in life because to them, there's a sense of goodness attached. You feel that these things signal good things. Or you feel that these things are good, essentially. Oh, there's also a case of if you think that things are too serious. Oh, these people are taking this thing too seriously. That is to say, if seriousness is like associated with like a goodness detection, you're saying their goodness detection is acting falsely, like it's faulty. It's attributing too much goodness to this one, like too much, and it's not really working here. Like they're wasting their time. They're unserious. Depending on what your personal relationship is with the connotation of serious, does it invoke pride pride doesn't. Does it invoke how a son might feel when dad says you did a good job? Or does it invoke like a sense of tyrannical authority? Like you have to be serious about this. You have like a hurtful and I don't want to say non-hurtful here. That is to say, your sense of serious may be divided into like a good sense and a bad sense. And whichever way, you might associate people being serious or seriousness to good and being unserious or lack of seriousness to bad. And the question we began with was, what does it mean to be serious? And if not, what are we? And I said that there's a danger to this focusing of attention. Okay, so I was wondering if we could be seriously attentive, such that attention isn't particularized and divided into this good sense and bad sense, but to sense goodly about attention, which is attributed to that seriousness, which is seen operating in other systems of thought, that person, this person. And if not, what are... I don't even know if I've sufficiently answered the first question.
Well, if I may.
Yes, please.
So you said that seriousness has a relationship to care. Seriousness has a relationship to attention. To be serious about something means to give your attention to it.
Yes, sir.
To be serious about something means to be concerned, to have care, to have interest, to put your energy towards that which you're serious about. And
that energy which is building up.
Not merely casually, fleetingly, for the fun of it, but in pursuit of some deeper significance. And that...
I see, yes, like in the depths.
We're serious about things which we place importance in.
Yes, sir.
And we place importance on the things that we think will satisfy us. But generally, most of us have our own judgments of what is important.
I see, yes.
Whether that be a professional life, a career, personal relationship, intimate relationship, family, money, health, power, sex, whatever it is. We place importance in various things. And the things we place importance in are those that we think will satisfy us. And so in pursuit of the objects of our satisfaction, there's a certain seriousness, because to that we give our time, our energy, our care, our interest, our attention. And in this way, all of us are serious about something, even if that seriousness extends no farther than momentary pleasures. If we lack seriousness about anything, we'll be deeply depressed.
Not limited to as it's described in the psychology textbooks. Did you say we'll be depressed or seriously depressed?
Deeply depressed.
Deeply. I see, deeply.
Lacking energy to even pursue objects of satisfaction. Because if we think,
yes,
this gives me satisfaction, but in that there's no importance, if we place no importance in the objects of our satisfaction, we find ourselves depressed.
That kind of cleans up the psychological terminology a little bit.
And so in this way, all of us, or most of us, have a certain seriousness. What you're pointing out earlier, if I may,
yes.
that
That's a lot.
a seriousness which is based on what I judge to be important is relatively superficial.
Oh, I see.
Because what I judge to be important is always a product of what I found to be important in the past.
I see.
And so, being serious in relationship to the objects that I think will give me satisfaction, which are either the objects I have found personally to give me satisfaction in the past, or the objects of satisfaction that I have inherited, been educated about, trained towards, conditioned with respect to. So the seriousness is always functioning in relationship to the past. And then the past is dominating the present.
Yes, empirically it comes across as like the movement of biological death. Like if I let that energy, which I feel, build up without end, like my organs might stop functioning. Like I think you might be able to feel that sensually.
Maybe we can return to it.
It's too out there.
So, living life according to what I found or have been told to be important in the past is always dictating the present, and also extending itself into the future. Past modifying itself as the present, extending into the future, which is the movement of psychological time, thought. So our seriousness is limited to our thinking. Which means we're living according to a mechanical process. Experience, knowledge, memory, thought. From that, getting more experience, more knowledge, so on and so on and so on. A mechanical process.
I see. And then, like, I think what I was doing was in the depths of that mechanical process, I can mechanically articulate a description of it. Or, I don't know, now this is getting meta, but like I can mechanically develop a mechanical description of the mechanism. And I was trying to do that with like how it feels in your body.
Mm-hmm. So we live our lives in these mechanical cycles of repetition.
I see. How do you get out?
And looking at the whole thing, one naturally says this is rather unserious, because I'm not living with things as they are now. I am always in relationship to the world, in relationship to other people, according to my likes, my dislikes, control, suppression, various forms of neuroticism.
I think God, we forget things.
Finding temporary...
Although doing so in time might hurt, I think is what we discussed last time. Because there's death in time is like forgetting your memory. And so there might be hurt in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we want to live in the now. And we want to actually be listening to what the other person is saying. Not merely superficially or unseriously, but like...
Living mechanically, there's no freedom.
Is there no freedom living mechanically? Yes.
Living mechanically, there's a denial of responsibility.
Yeah.
Living mechanically...
Living mechanically, there's a denial of responsibility? I see. If you only live mechanically.
Living mechanically, there's no sense of joy. No depth of relationship, and so no love.
Yes.
But merely seeking various temporary pleasures, one after another.
There's no freedom.
Temporary satisfaction, and then
there's no freedom.
Returning to a state of dissatisfaction.
Absolutely. There's no freedom. And all of this is implied in what we were unpacking, which was seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Lord.
And looking at this, looking at our...
What a question.
Conditioned patterns of seriousness, we say this is rather unseriousness. Because not only am I living mechanically, but in living mechanically, I'm fragmenting not only myself, but also my attention and the energy. Judging this to be important in comparison to what is unimportant.
Dear God.
Giving partial attention to what I judge to be important.
This is a lot.
Inattention.
We should take a break somewhere. The concern for pause came when I started taking my laughter a little bit more seriously.
Okay.
It might be irresponsible to be laughing. You're saying a lot of very good things that summarize very well. But I think there's some need to unpack it.
Please.
All the audience really needs to do is listen to what you've said for themselves very carefully. But it might come across like death. Like it might hurt. Listening to what my co-host has been saying for some time might hurt.
There may be a resistance to what's being said.
Like great resistance, tremendous resistance. Yeah, so I was taking a pause, and then like it's not particularly motivating to have the thought that I don't need to respond to this mechanically. I could just stop responding mechanically, which is why it comes across as death, I think. Because then the body starts going through the motion of like stopping that mechanism, which is registered as hurt by the conscious mind.
The registration of hurt is also a mechanical process.
I see. And then there's like an expulsion of that hurt.
So really what we're discussing here is the observation of the whole content of our consciousness. And
I see seriousness. Oh, dear Lord.
In observing the whole content of our consciousness, which can only take place if there is an observation without motive, without purpose, without direction, and therefore no choice. In observing the whole content of our consciousness, we're emptying out the content of our consciousness.
It might seem so unserious, you see, the laughter, but it's like a seizure. It's like a seizure. Laughter, I'm rapidly activating my bloodstream so that I don't die, because like there's so much content to process in the brain. Oh dear God. Sorry for interrupting.
If one observes the whole content of their
Speaking very
consciousness,
well. I just needed you to stop for a second. Making me laugh so hard that I'm going to die. Yes, we were talking about the emptying out of content, the content of consciousness.
that
Lightheaded
emptying
now.
takes place not bit by bit, but gradually revealing the whole content of our consciousness. Uncovering deeper and deeper layers. Consciousness is its content. And so, emptying out the content of consciousness is bringing about the ending of consciousness with its continuity.
Actually, I wonder why I was so affectionate to the idea of seriousness. Because I used to think I'm quite a serious person. Like being aware of like human intellectual capacity, I started like comparing this brain, that brain, and I thought, well, serious people and serious people.
Means you find value in things, you find meaning in things. And so emptying out the content of one's consciousness is participating in its own ending, which is death. And so living with the reality of that thing.
This is a lot of stuff, man. Our poor editor.
Living with the reality of death, and therefore not placing death at an interval from the now, there's no fear of death.
I see, you're just responsible about it.
In that, there's no great tragedy.
There's just like compassion.
But rather, in relationship to death, which is ending, and so with ending, beginning.
This is unbelievable, like, news.
Living with death, one also lives with a sense of love.
How could you not? Oh, well, not to make fun, but, or not merely to make fun, I should say, but like fun is good. If it is lived with, it wouldn't be you seeing it. Crazy talk, or like wrapped up a little bit?
I wanted also to touch on this question of attention, because evaluating importance in thought, there's a fragmentation of attention. Giving our attention to what we think to be important, and when attention is drawn to what we think is unimportant, struggling to return attention to the object of our importance.
I see.
And therefore giving
like talking too much.
Inattention.
I see. But
and
if
so,
I talk too much, oh no, I'm doing it now.
In this way, attention is fragmented. And if one sees this structure of fragmenting attention, again, one seems rather unserious. So earlier what you were suggesting to be truly serious is not to be concerned with the objects of attention, but rather to be concerned with the question of attention itself.
Right, and not be too quick to hang anyone on the cross. I don't know if it's because I framed it in like a moral sense, but like thinking that what the child is signaling in early stages of communication is unimportant, the mother might just kill the child.
If you give your whole attention, that attention is naturally sensitive to actually what's important.
I see.
Not what thought judges to be important in relationship to itself.
I see. So the mother is realizing that I need to hold attention for this amount of time. And then like my death meter goes up. And then if I relinquish it at proper, not time intervals per se. It's not a matter of time, is it? Like I become sensitive to the amount of work my body needs to do. And then I relinquish that attention, because if I hold on to it for too long, like my body might stop functioning, like organically. So I relinquish that attention. And by relinquishing that attention, it's like an act of love. Not that I'm dying for you, but that like you're dying for me. Like you're holding on to that attention. Not that you can die organically. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes people die for each other organically.
If you give your total attention to what's taking place, in that there's a gathering of tremendous energy. With that, there may be a going beyond of the presently established physical limits.
This is like a good language. It's like that. Is our line of thinking clear to other people? What is this idea? Are we thinking on the same line of thought? This is like the idea, which might come off like morally, like organically.
If one gives their whole attention, naturally there's a sensitivity to what is important. What is important? Which has a relationship to beauty, to truth. To love.
If you're the one listening, I don't know. Like,
the real meaning of a religious life.
Pardon? The real meaning of a
religious life.
Real? Yeah. I don't know if I want to. I'd be okay if I remove the real qualifier. There's a lot of hurt in the word religion, and so my impression is like moral, like so like a couple of ways you could go about it. Like so many people have suffered at the hands of religion, or what people call religion.
Not the religion put together by thought, by the priests, by the scriptures.
Quote unquote real religion. It's quote unquote, correct? I'm not sure if I've been saying that correctly my entire life. Real religion,
but the
quote unquote.
real sacredness of religion in daily life.
Can we say truly? True religion. Truly religious.
Well, we've been talking about it. In that there's a reality.
Okay. Shall we stop there?
I think we must.